everyone, this is round 4 of the 2010 Monster Energy Motocross Nationals, and we're at the Shadow Valley Raceway in Morden, Manitoba. Let the races begin.
Beautiful soil here at Morden, Shadow Valley Raceway. Round number 4 of the Monster Energy Motocross Nationals. Monster Energy Motovision is starting right now, supported by the boys at Monster. Thor, oh, another Thor, Royal Distributing, Yamaha Canada, and of course MXPMag.com. Travs, let's get into it. Round 4, points are all over the place. Max Kustard, we got a new leader, and we got some interesting news this week with the number 1 plate.
Well, we do. We got a couple of topics that we're going to cover here. First of all, Fasciotti is in the house and will be racing. Qualified this morning, got the doctor's note, was able to ride, and will race. I don't think that he's 100%. He didn't look great in qualifying, but you know what it's like to come back after a huge crash like that. A little bit of a mental game. Maybe he gets out on the tractor in the race, the adrenaline starts to flow. He's a champion. He knows what it takes. He's out here getting some points. Second of all, Josh DeMuth, who's been on the podium twice in the last 2 rounds, got in at 4:30 a.m. last night. All these mixed up flights trying to get in from Texas into Manitoba. So he had some problems and arrived here at 4:30, as we said, so he didn't get a lot of sleep. Another point is that Dylan Kalin in the MX2 class hurt his shoulder. He's not racing this week. And finally, one of the bigger notes is that Galdi is not feeling well. So we're going to have to bear with it today. All right, let's get to the Shadow Valley Raceway. Probably one of the best tracks in the circuit. One of the things that the riders like about this Galdi is that they liken it to an American or an AMA type track. And this one has got great dichotomy with the lower bowl areas here and that upper fast section. The soil is fantastic here. They've been tilling it. It's been so wet here that there's a lot of moisture in the ground. But they've made some changes to the track that I think some of the riders are not liking. It's less technical than it's been in the past. They've taken out some of the more tricky sections, a little more wide open. So what we're seeing is the ground crews coming in here and opening up the soil here to try and make it really soft. That's going to cause the track to rut up and make it much more difficult for the riders. I think we're going to see some fast lap times here. I think we're going to see some really fast racing, sort of a la Edmonton. In the past, though, if you think about the history at this track, 2006, remember Dusty Cloud and that first moto went down. There was some drama there. Tears at the end of the day when JSR beat him for the overall. 2007, we had the skies open up. We had a mud bog. 2009 came back with Colton Fasciotti clean sweeping after not having a great round in round 3 at Edmonton. So this track has some history. The club here does a fantastic job, the Hopners. We love coming here. We've got a great day of racing coming on.
Yeah, it's definitely good. And also remember, it's 2008 Fasciotti rode hurt at St. Julie, so he can ride fast and win hurt. Over to you, buddy. MX2 class, it is just up and down, but those top 2 guys, Mayer and Tyler Medallia. Tyler Medallia also getting the top time qualifying, but those guys are a little step ahead, but behind them, it's just jockeying the positions.
Yeah, totally, but it's a little brother Jeremy that got second fastest to Tyler today, and Reif was third fastest, followed by Mayer. But, you know, qualifying and racing are 2 different things, 2 different mindsets. About the track, yeah, the reason why some of the guys were saying it was fast and less technical is because there's been so much rain, tornado warnings around here. Even last night, huge storms just did a boomerang right around us here while we were all just like in awe waiting to get pummeled by rain. So the track crews had to be conservative last night, leave it a little hard, because if they tilled it like this last night, Travs, it would have been just a soup bowl and mush. So now the track responding to the riders and out there tilling, trying to get more braking bumps and acceleration bumps. But like Trav says, super fast this morning. But hopefully this will level it out and make it a bit rougher for the guys. Over to MX1, it was like Bobby Canary, the Irish pronunciation Canary, got fastest time until the very last lap. Klatt beat him by like a zillionth of a second, like 0.0000 like 1. So almost identical. And then next fastest was Cornel Nemeth. So good to see him back on the charge. That Hungarian needs a finish for confidence. Pressure from the team is starting to overwhelm him, and he is not the happy, jovial Cornel Nemeth we're used to seeing. You can tell he is carrying the weight of the world on him, and he just needs to relax, get back to the old fun self. Maybe we're going to see him on the box, and I know Andy White would really like that for KTM.
Yeah, you know what, boys? Today is going to be a glorious day. Bluebirds, guys, as Trav always says. The action's packed, as Coster always says. Let's wrap this up and get into some actions, because it is going to be a great one here at Shadow Valley Raceway. Thanks for joining us.
Let's get ready for the first moto of the day, MX2 Moto 1.
Okay, God Genius. First moto here from Shadow Valley Raceway, MX2 Moto 1, and from all counts, other than a battle for the lead, it was a beauty. Love the way the track's set up. Very difficult in some areas, but very fast again. Some good lines out there. I think that's what it is today when it's a fast track. You got to pick good lines.
Yeah, line choice is definitely smart today, because basically there's the main line is the very, very fast line. Tyler Medalli was saying, you know, I felt really good there, but we just all were going kind of the same speed, except for the number 76. He was kind of going a little faster than everybody else out there. And I was just talking to Luke Collette, and he was saying that his ankle feels a lot better from a few weeks ago when he hurt it. And he saw it in that moto right there. He dominated, got out front, and just kind of stretched that lead. Small, and then halfway mark even yanked it a little bit more. But the stuff going on behind him was what was really good. The best battle of the race going on was between the number 1 and number 17. Just before halfway, they were kind of jockeying, going back and forth. Jeremy was really closing in on him, and then all of a sudden Jeremy disappears, and we get a shot at him. He's back in about 8th place, so tough break for that guy. And then everybody's moving up there. Eric Nye moves into 4th, Kevin Benoit moves to 5th. But then the 26 of Jared Allison comes from nowhere, catches up to Benoit. So lots of good stuff going on towards the middle and the end of that race.
Again, the Kawasaki's, the leading edge Kawasaki's get the whole shot. That's 7 for 7, and we've seen how fast Rife is at the start, and then he checks out. Medaglia, though, was the smart mover in that race. Didn't get like a top 3 start, but then battled his way into 2nd place and rode a championship race, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah,
exactly. We said that about Eric Nye a couple years ago when he won the title. He was riding like a championship form, did exactly what he needed to do, and he beat Teddy, who was 2nd in points because Rife has had a bad moto. So he doesn't need to really chase him down or really throw anything out of the mix there. So he did exactly what he needed to do, got 2nd, got an extra 2 points on Teddy to make him a little more solidified on the top of that box. Got to give a little shout out here. Kieran Fitzgerald, Devin Pilkington, and Jonathan Parise were battling it out for 8, 9, and 10. And Parise was up front at first, and then he started going backwards. And then Kieran started going forwards, and Pilkington was catching him. And then all of a sudden, we get a shot of Pilkington coming down the hill, goggles off. He's out of the race. But little D, just getting on the circuit this weekend, gets the best shot of the year. Spencer Knowles, full-blown endo package, loop out right in front of us through the rhythm section. Tough break on him, but hey, man, that's great camera work right there. Way to go, D! Sean Rife doing exactly what he needed to do, buddy. Whole shot. Only our first guy to do the triple in the practice there. Big smile on your face. That's what I like to see, buddy. Welcome back to the top of the box.
Yeah, it's definitely great to be up here. Last couple of weeks I was kind of hurt, but tracks really didn't suit me. I wasn't exactly comfortable, but I don't know. I like this track and definitely the triple. Like, I don't know. I come from doing that kind of stuff and kind of had a little bed over at the semi, so I had to do it. So yeah, it was great.
Okay, it looks like everybody's going the same speed. So how can you make up time out there?
I'm just gonna, you know, Michelin has so many different tires setups, and I'm gonna change it for the next moto, and just go a bit wider on the rear tire. So, you know, that should be it. My bike's running really good, so that's all I can say.